Stephanie Sheehan of Sage Spirit Coaching and Reiki, the Conscious Evolution Coach, Reiki Master Teacher, Shaman, and Conscious Channel of Soka. And what we're offering today is a bit of Pendulum 101. And so recently I've taught several workshops on intuition, and I've brought in the component of working with a pendulum, and it's been so much fun to watch everybody light up and realize the utility of this for everyday life. So a pendulum is simply something that dangles on a chain like this, or on a rope. You can make one yourself. This is a kind of a fancy one, a gift that I got from a friend of mine named Karen Lang at Lemurian Stargate. And I think it's Nirvana quartz. It has just a wonderful feel to it. And this is another one, and this is black tourmaline, and I love this one because tourmaline offers protection, and it also doesn't collect negative energy. So this one is really wonderful in that it stays energetically very clean for the most part. So just a little bit of history about pendulums. There are records of them being used for scientific purposes from the 1st century. And Galileo was actually studying them in 1602. They've been around a long time. And there are stories of French physicians using them as diagnostic tools. They've been used in Vietnam and during the Second World War to locate bombs and tunnels and mines. There was a gentleman named Vern Cameron who during the Cold War with a pendulum was able to locate all the Russian and American submarines and was deemed a risk by our own government. How do they work? I really don't know. I think it has to do with the electromagnetic field. It could be that we are using just the energy of the invisible forces of the universe. It could be that we are connecting with our higher self or our spirit guides or the divine. So whatever is true for you, I think it's worth exploring. We don't know exactly how they work, but they somehow do work. What do they work for? They work for exploration, accessing our intuition around yes or no questions in particular. So the first thing that I like to do when I work with a pendulum is clean it. I usually put them in water for 24 hours and then put them in a windowsill where they'll get sun and moon energies for 24 hours. That seems to be a really, really nice way to clean them. You can use Reiki, and there's a lot of other tools that you can use too if you want to research that online. And then what I like to do is ask the pendulum to show me yes. Your yes may look different, but mine is like a nice logical back and forth, like a head nodding, yes. And then I ask the pendulum to show me no. And look at how it just changes. For me, no is a circle. With just about every pendulum I work with, the answers are the same. And so for me, no is a circle. It'd be nice if it looked like this, but it doesn't. It's a circle. So I ask the pendulum to communicate that, and then you can also ask it to show you I don't know. It can be helpful to give the pendulum a back door so it doesn't always have to give you a yes or no. But that's up to you. What I like to do as I start to work with a pendulum is first ask, am I clear? Am I connected? Is the pendulum clear? And I feel like I can trust the answers more if I get a yes on these. If I get a no on any of these, then I will generally go into shamanic breathing or meditation or do some yoga. I'll do something to clear my energy field. It's also very important to have yourself in a space of non-attachment so that you can ask the pendulum for yes or no answers without trying to direct the answer or predict the outcome. If you can just hold it loosely so that when you ask the question you can get a clear answer. That's always wonderful. So am I clear? Am I connected? Is the pendulum clear? And then I can ask really awesome questions like if I'm going to take a vitamin or an herbal supplement, I can ask, is this good for me now? Is this safe and appropriate for me to use? Is it best to take 1 or 2 or 3? So you can ask it questions like that. Did I leave my keys in the garage? Are they still in my car? Are they in my office? Save yourself some time. Somewhere in your consciousness, you already know the answer to these questions. And so accessing that can save you a lot of time and perhaps save you some grief in the long run. So those are some of the practical uses, and I invite you to think about other ways that you can use them. Oftentimes when I have an intuitive hunch, this is what I love it for. When I have an intuitive hunch, a lot of times I want to check in with that. Is that actually intuition, or is it wishful thinking, or is it a fear-based thought? So oftentimes I'll check in. Is that actually an intuitive hunch? Is it in the greater good of all for me to do such and such? For picking class dates, workshop dates, is September 7th a really good date? Is September 14th a really good date? This is one I used just recently to set the course for our next Reiki 1 class. Is September 7th better than September 14th, or vice versa? So that can help me in the long run to create dates where just the right people can come. So there's a lot to consider with that. What else do I want to share? Sometimes when I read tarot, and I've talked about that on the blog a couple times, sometimes when I pull a tarot card, so just random choice here. So this one looks like a journey, and somebody is guiding the boat. So in my intuition in this moment, is it spirit guiding the boat for me? Yes. Is it somebody else who is trying to manipulate me? No. So that helps me get a little bit more clear about how to read the card. Yeah, so there are just so many uses for this, and I want to encourage you, if it feels right, to explore a little bit with your own pendulums and to play with that. And you are always welcome to add comments to the blog, to ask questions, to check in with me, to send me messages. Happy to share in any way that will help you in your spiritual journey. This is Denise Sheehan of Sage Spirit Coaching and Reiki, wishing you wonderful, brilliant access to your own intuition for creating a life of ease. Aho.